Hey everyone, welcome to the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. My name is Scott Schweitzer. I'm your host. I am the Clydesdale. We love to do fitness, and these are my friends. And tonight is our monthly visit with Dave Newman, owner of RX Smart Gear. How you doing, Dave?
Hey guys. Hey, thanks for having me back on. Always fun.
So just before we hit record, we were kind of talking about the open ending. So I think that's a great place to start. Did you do the open this year, Dave? And how did it go for you?
Well, I did do the open. I completely brain farted and didn't get signed up, which I intended to. I meant to sign up because I just wanted to, honestly, not to track anything, but just to contribute and be a part of the pack and all that. But so I brain farted on that, but I did perform and tried my best on that given day. So yeah, it was fun. We were just conferring that three weeks was perfect, right? Not too long.
Just right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the workouts were kind of fun, actually. The workouts weren't none of them were as bad as the thruster burpee over bar workout that we did, right? That was the worst one.
14.5 and 16.5, I remember.
Yeah. So no, so it was relatively enjoyable.
Yeah. I actually did the foundations this year because of coming off of injury and I didn't want to get too in my head. They were still good workouts.
Yeah.
Bear crawling is still hard.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And so that way I stayed out of my head. I didn't try to push too hard. And even that last workout, it felt like an accomplishment to finish under the time cap. So I was really happy with it. It went well for me this year.
No, I do love how CrossFit's done that, where they've definitely kind of broadened the scope, realizing that everybody's in a different position in their life, right? Fitness wise, and making it, I think much more pliable for everybody to be involved and participate, be a part of the event and the Friday Night Lights and all that is so cool. But do it in a healthy way that we're not walking away, more disabled or maimed or lamed or something, So yeah, so I definitely appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, I loved how they made it available for people to be able to do it in their homes so they could just be a part of the community, like you said.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I love that they added the adaptives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had Charles King on 2 weeks ago, who is a 70-year-old blind man doing the open for the first time.
Oh, so cool.
And it was really cool to get his perspective and how he was doing it. But, they did not scale double unders for a blind man.
Wow. I didn't know that. Wow.
How did he for 70?
Yeah.
How did he do? Did he say how he did on his double unders?
So he had not jump roped in 40 years. Okay. So they just did single unders, but he got through it doing single unders. And they had some spotters just to make sure that he didn't lose his balance or anything. And he never did. So.
Oh, super cool. Super cool. Hey, small little side note is they actually filmed all of the adaptive for the game site where they were showing the standards for all the adaptive movements. They filmed them here at our gym at RX headquarters. So
that is so cool.
Yeah, Kevin Ogar and Logan Aldridge and Alex Zirkenbach, all those guys, they're all good buddies of ours, but they needed a place to like come in and close all the blinds and be in private, and so yeah, so they were here for a few days. It was cool.
And you have ropes for the adaptive athletes.
We do. Yeah. We have the world's first, adaptive jump rope, a mono rope for people, missing an upper limb, basically, somebody who's missing a hand or an arm and can't hold a second handle. We created the mono rope, which is just an extended jump rope bar, if you will, where you actually hold it in the center and it's the cable's connected on the outside ends, and you can do double unders, triple unders, just like anybody else. It's great. It's super cool.
Did you see any increase in people needing those now that the adaptives are part of the open?
Yeah, I mean, I think, there's a lot of people that are just, I think them that community realizing that it's available to them, right? So, and realizing that, hey, there is a jump rope that I can use. And so, more people were getting involved, and it was good timing too, because we partnered with, I don't know if you've ever had Dana and Mark from Equip Products come on.
No.
You should get together with them. Awesome couple, love these guys. They're an equipment company that's trying to support adaptive sports specifically, and so they reached out to me some time ago, and they actually, they liked our mono rope, and they had another concept to make it more collapsible. Like we had two versions. There's a solid, 3-foot long aluminum tube, and we had a version that collapsed in half, but it had like a middle piece that the two poles slid over, and you had to screw these little lock nuts in, and it was a little cumbersome. And they had a great idea of a kind of a tent pole method that they brought to me, and so I partnered with them and said, absolutely, let's build this together. And so we took the mono rope and just redesigned it to fit on that collapsible. So now it's just so much more user friendly for travel, for packing away, and assembling as well. But they've come up with some really cool products for the adaptive market. So I know they sell the mono rope, as well as we do, and it's a cool partnership. Really excited to work with them.
Yeah, that's really neat. I'd love to have them on and hear more about what they're doing. So how excited were you that when 21.1 included double unders and jump rope?
Super cool. Yeah. I mean, usually, we know there's a pretty high chance that they're going to show up, right? And so we try and get ourselves prepared, and like, okay, let's watch the open announcements. And then as soon as they announce it, if it has double unders, let's try and get our own tips video out on how we would recommend they go about, whether breaking up their double unders or, staging their rope, and, things like that. And honestly, it kind of caught us off guard that it was like the first workout right off the bat. Yeah. And I might have been heading off on a ski trip or something, I believe. And so I wasn't even around to film anything. And so that one was a pleasant surprise, and it was a fun workout too.
Yeah. I know that, the 10-day challenge was going on right before the open, and hopefully that helped a lot of people get their double unders down for the open. How did that go over? I know you guys posted a lot of videos on social media with people doing their 10-a-days.
Yeah, no, thanks for bringing that up. The 10-a-day was, super rewarding. I mean, for our first attempt at trying to put that challenge together, and keep it real simple and real accessible, it went really, really well. And it was just so neat to see like the community of people that came together, because we created a private Facebook group, so that, people that had signed up and registered could come in, and they would post the videos of them, performing some of their 10 rep segments. And then everybody would come in and either offer some coaching tips or some observations, or just cheer them on and say, hey, great job. And, we got on every single one, and we try to critique and offer, some coaching to everybody that posted their videos on there. And it was really, really cool, because when it was over on the last day, it was almost like graduating high school, and you're going to like move away from all your buddies, because people were really sad. They were super bummed that it was over, and that, we weren't going to be posting on there again until we do the next one. And it was really heartwarming to see that. But a lot of amazing improvement too. That was the cool thing, is that, with real focused attention at something, I just can't stress enough that, if you have a plan and you have, good guidance, that you can make leaps and bounds improvement, versus just banging away, trying to, just put the reps in. And that's really the message we're trying to get across with that challenge, is to get people to slow down and be much more thoughtful about, what they were hoping to improve. And and it was quality over quantity. So it went really, really well.
And I noticed you have a special t-shirt on.
Yeah, the Keala Foundation. New one. They just sent these out.
And the 10-a-day challenge proceeds went to them. So did that go well?
They did. Yeah. You know what? We raised several $1,000s, which was fantastic. Again, we really didn't, put too much pressure on ourselves because we just wanted to make sure we got it right. And, whatever we could grow from it would be a great starting point. They were awesome, and they were super, super grateful for anything that we could provide to them. And so, raised several $1,000s. All the kids on the island participated. There were a lot of great videos of them, doing their challenges each day, and the coaches as well. So it was a great start. And we're excited to continue it every year, and maybe even come up with some different iterations throughout the year, so we don't have to wait a full year to do it again. We might do some other versions or variations. So yeah, it was great.
Very cool. And so I know that this is a little bit into your recreation life, but I know every time we seem to talk to you, you've either just come back from a ski trip or you're snowed in on a ski trip. And so it was last week, the last ski trip of the season.
Maybe not the last. We'll see. There might still be an opportunity for a little spring skiing getaway. But yeah, avid snow skiers. Now I know you, living in the Midwest where you get snow on the ground probably semi-regularly, are probably thinking, we're
hoping that's over.
Yeah. You're like, I can't believe you're driving to the snow. Are you crazy? But we definitely are avid skiers. And honestly, like, that's why I exercise and CrossFit, is so that I can enjoy those type of recreations. I can go and ski and surf and ride motorcycles and things like that. And honestly, we took a trip. My wife and I took a trip with a group of friends to Idaho, and we did our first snowmobile excursion. And this is like now kind of my favorite story of the crossover between CrossFit and real life, because we went on the snowmobile trip with 7 people. Everybody had their own snowmobile. Average age was probably like late 40s. Really, I mean, we had late 60s to mid 40s was our age range of people on this trip, on this excursion. And we ended up getting 6 snowmobiles stuck in deep snow, way out far away from civilization, and had to hike in to get these things unstuck and try and get them driven back out of the valley and hike back out. It was seriously hard work. And for me, it felt like doing Murph in like full snow gear. You know what I mean? Because we had helmets and snow boots and like full bibs. I mean, it was pretty intense. And honestly, I literally I remember hiking up out of the first valley that we had to help this couple. The first couple that got stuck weren't even part of our group. They just showed up. The wife showed up out of nowhere, came hiking up to this peak that we were on. We were all taking pictures. And, she said, "Oh, we're stuck down in the valley." So we went down. Actually, I went down. My whole group stayed on top to cheer us on. And I hiked down, and together we helped kind of turn the snowmobile around and kind of face it back up on the path it came in on, and got it unstuck. It was awesome. But we had to hike back up, I don't know if it was 800 yards or how far it was. It felt like I was doing Murph, like it was super, super challenging. And I literally stopped when I was catching a breather, saying, "Man, I'm glad I do CrossFit."
Yeah.
And little did I know I'd have to do that 5 more times for 5 other snowmobiles, all within that same little 3-hour excursion. It was crazy. So yeah. So that's why we CrossFit. That's why we exercise.
Well, and hiking in snow is way different than just hiking on flat ground.
Oh, and at altitude, 100%. Yeah. We were stepping into snow that went up to mid thigh, every step you're going up to mid thigh. So, it was definitely a challenge, but you know what? It's the cool thing, doing CrossFit, and you're just kind of like these open workouts, and you're just grinding through, just trying to do whatever you can, to get through it, is such great mental training, just to, have that kind of fortitude and know that you're going to be okay. You know what I mean? Know that you can get through it. So yeah. So there's my plug for CrossFit.
Yeah. Awesome.
It does the body good.
Did you get any feedback from athletes that might have used the Alex Smith grips on the last 21.3?
Yeah, you know what? Nothing directly. I had a few text messages, but we get a lot of tags on social media, DMs and tags. And yeah, those were lifesavers.
I'm
People,
sure.
yeah, people that went deep and put a lot of reps on their hands. Mainly the top athletes, obviously, that just cruised through that workout, which was mind blowing. But yeah, they definitely saved a lot of skin for a lot of people. Which I'm thankful. That's one of the things I hate about CrossFit is those type of ancillary injuries, right? That hopefully you can avoid, and because they're just uncomfortable, and they set you back, some time in the gym, I feel like. So yeah, they worked out great.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good reviews from users of the Alex Smith grips. Um, it's really cool seeing that they are doing well. And that so I take it Alec helped design those.
Yeah, he did. So, Alec and I kind of teamed up, and when he kind of came on board as an athlete using our jump ropes, and there were other athletes that we were actually talking to about a grip deal, like, hey, let's design a grip. I mean, my background is in gymnastics. Back in college, I coached gymnastics, and so I've been around grips, for decades, and I know that it's a very personal thing. Like, there's not one grip that's honestly better than others out there. It's just what feels good to you, the individual, is what it boils down to. And everybody has, kind of a different wrinkle on it. And so, yeah, I talked to a couple different athletes about a grip deal. And then when we teamed up with Alex, it just made so much sense because he was such a high level gymnast. And, the grips he was using at the time were real generic, the cheapest generic grips you can buy, just store bought. And he never used the finger holes. You'd always see him up on the pull-up bar or rings with just the flap hanging down, and he never used the finger holes. And so when he and I were chatting about it one day, I'm like, how come you don't use the finger holes? And he's like, yeah, I never liked them, and I like faster transitions, and it's just easier to flop over and whatnot. So I said, well, let's design it. Like, let's design a grip exactly the way you would want it, and let's put your name on it. And so Alec, he's kind of a part owner in that product, and which is awesome. And it's neat to find creative ways to support these athletes where, you know what I mean, where they're not just trying to plug a product. Like, he actually helped develop a really cool thing. And the big thing about our grips and how we approach all of them is that and this comes from my gymnastics days. The one thing I know is if grips are uncomfortable, people usually aren't going to give them the opportunity to become comfortable. If they're uncomfortable right off the bat, a lot of times people just take them off mid-workout, they throw them on the ground, and they won't use them. So for us, we really wanted our grips to be comfortable first and foremost. Like, we already know they're going to offer a layer of protection. They're going to offer the ability to hang onto the bar a little bit more securely, but they have to be comfortable. So all of ours are made with kind of a softer leather that's more pliable, requires less break-in, and Alec really liked that feature as well, designing his. So that's been a super fun collaboration, and yeah, we're stoked for Alec that he put those together. He put the first ones. We call those, a lot of people call them fingerless, grips, which is really the wrong thing, because you do use your fingers. You're just not sticking them in a hole, but they're free finger grips, right? Either flap over or free finger grips. Alec was the first one to develop them, and now everybody and their brothers copied him. So it means he did something right.
Yeah. So before we let you go, any other big things coming out of RX?
Boy, yeah, I'm trying to think. What can I tell you? We got, yeah, we've been working hard on several new products, a couple of new jump rope products. One's a new jump rope product, which is cool. We think we're bringing, kind of something new to the market that nobody's doing yet. We've redesigned and improved our Rapid Fit. Actually, I have one here, but our Rapid Fit, our adjustable jump rope, this guy, we did some rework on this and improved it. We changed the bag. It's going to come with a really cool bag now too. I mean, it already came with a cool bag, but we made it better. So that one's exciting. We've got another new product that's non-jump rope that I'm trying to think if I can even tell you about it now. Maybe not just yet, but it's
okay.
a super cool home product that we think everybody will enjoy. Everybody that wants to get one. Everybody uses one. I'll give you a hint. They were used during the Open this year. I'll just tell you that much. They were used during the Open this year. And so when I did my Open workout that required this piece of equipment, I used one of my prototypes to test the workout out on it. And it passed with flying colors. So I was pretty stoked. So yeah. And so we just got to make sure we have kind of all of our IP stuff dialed in before I can let out anything on that, but that'll be good. We're working on an app, which is going to be fun. So hopefully we'll have an app out in the next few months. And so, yeah, we're just trying to keep up with everybody.
Always in the lab working on stuff.
Yeah, lab, or I don't know what you'd call it. I've got so much junk all over my desk. It's not even funny, but yeah, it's super fun. Keeps us going.
Yeah. I got to tell you, you said something about the bag. I almost bought an Evo rope just for the bag. That is the coolest carrying case that you guys make.
I'll send you one. Thank you. Those are awesome bags. I appreciate it. You know what? Did we talk about the bags before? How we did a whole segment on our bags?
I think, yeah, where you like laid them all out from inception to, yeah.
And my staff was cracking up because my staff thought, this is why would you talk about that? That is such a silly topic. Like nobody's going to be interested in it. It was one of our most popular videos that people were so intrigued to hear about them. And I think more so just to see kind of like the product development, progression of things, which it going back and thinking about it blows me away. Yeah. How many iterations that you'll change, like the smallest little detail that, the average person probably wouldn't even think twice about, like when they get it, they're like, oh, this is great. Like I can use it. It's functional, but we're looking at it from the inside going, oh, I don't like the way that looks, or I don't like the way that fits, or, whatever it might be. So, but it's fun. It's super fun. I'll send you one. Yeah. They're great bags. I appreciate it.
Or when you finish the wad and your hands are shaking so bad, trying to get it into the pouch. Yeah, no, seriously. That is a key. Actually, we're redoing, and of course I didn't bring it in here. I left it. Oh no. Yeah, this I can show you. We're redoing. So for years and years and years, we've always provided a bag like this with our jump ropes, right? Mm-hmm. Either they're black material or we went gray for a little while, and they're real straightforward, simple, just Velcro opening. Yeah, bag
looks like mine. Nice. Yep.
Yeah, we've had them. They're timeless. We've had them forever. But we finally, I don't know, I just kind of got a wild hair, and my staff hates me because it's like I have ADD. I'm like, you know what? We're going to change that. And everybody's like, what? Where's that coming from? So part of the reason is because we send out all of our jump ropes in a pretty nice box. And so we'd always take these round bags and fold them up and put them on the bottom, and then the jump rope goes over the top. But I changed the bag so that it actually fits in here. Actually, this is the wrong one. Oh, there it is. The one right below. That was one of my iterations. So now it's going to fit in here like this. So we made nice. We made a bigger bag. We actually improved the bag, made a bigger bag with a nice zipper opening. So you can actually fit two jump ropes inside this bag now. So either one jump rope and a pair of grips and roll of tape, something like that. So these are new bags that we're working on that will come with all of our RX originals.
That's awesome. That's cool. The little things matter, Yeah,
I think so. I like to think so. So I appreciate you bringing it up.
Well, Dave, I just got to tell you, it's always fun to have you on. I love learning about what you guys have going on. You guys are the best in the business.
Oh, sure. You guys are the best in the business. I appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you so much for jumping on, and we'll catch you next month.
Look forward to it, guys.
All right.
Bye, Dave.
Have a good week.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well,
what's up?
How's it going? This is like old school.
I know. It's an episode of Just Amy.
Yeah. I forgot there were the Just Amy episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Scott and Amy back rides again.
Woo!
So how'd 21.3 and 4 go for you?
So I was really excited about 21.3. I like gymnastics movements and I love squats. The only thing that would have made it better for me, that I would have liked it better, would have been overhead squats, just because those are my favorite. But
Amen, sister.
yep. But I'll tell you, so I got through 11 muscle ups. So my goal was I just wanted to get to the muscle ups and then try to, take away at as many as I could. Looking back, I think I definitely could have gotten more because I was doing some more resting, but I had over 5 minutes to get as many. And so I would kind of just do one and then wait 30 seconds. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, I don't want to fail a rep. But
And
hindsight,
did you ever fail one?
no.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. But so then I got to 21.4, and strength is not really my strength in general. But here's what I was completely surprised about. I was prepared for like my grip and everything, like upper body to kind of be sore, but I was not prepared for my legs to be as wobbly as they felt when I picked up the barbell. And so that really surprised me. I got exactly what I thought I would, but so I had goal number 1 and then, kind of goal 2 and so on. And I got goal number 1. So I'm not disappointed, but I think in my mind, I wanted a little more.
Yeah. Well, I think you did awesome. 11 muscle ups is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So that's great. Like I said, I did the foundations. And that's regardless, it's still a lot of squats, right? You're still squatting 90 times.
Yeah.
And then, so for foundations, the first round was sit-ups, which I was actually told by a doctor never to do again.
Okay.
But I thought, I've been doing these back strengthening exercises, and I'll do the limited range of motion sit-up.
Okay.
So I did those, got through 30 of them, felt pretty good. Second round was bent over row.
Mm-hmm.
That took me like 30 seconds to finish. And then the last one was the push-ups. And that's where I thought I would do well, and it did not go well.
Did you do them elevated?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's where I spent most of my time.
Yeah.
But I still finished. I finished
good.
in 12:38, I think.
That's really good.
So I was really happy with that because you've known me forever. And that part of the WOD would have been my least favorite in my peak. And that actually turned out to be the best part of my WOD.
Good.
When I went to do the 0.4, I put 95 on the bar just to warm up. And it felt good. And then I went overhead and my back was not ready.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, just put another 20 on. So I went to 115.
Okay.
115. I deadlifted it. I power cleaned it, and I went to hang clean it, and I almost fell into my garage door.
Like, because did it fall out of your hands?
I think I was so in my head about the jerk.
Yeah.
That I didn't focus on the clean.
Okay.
And I pulled back instead of up. And then I was going to go into my garage door, and I was like, you know what? You've made it through the open. You've done everything you need to do.
And
call it a day. Your strength will come back someday. That's not what you have to worry about.
Yep.
Happy on the 12:38. And so I was.
Good. Nice.
And I know Kat's not here. I got to watch her. She was not as negative this week as she was the week before.
Okay.
And she did really well. She was just really consistent at chipping away. Chest to bars were singles for her. And she just kept chipping away. Pretty quick singles with like a rest every 5 or 10. And she did great. But then when it came to the bar muscle up, she didn't even give it a try.
She did.
As much as I was trying to coax her on, you texted me, tell her to get up on the bar.
No.
She's like, nope.
No.
So, and Charlie did not do it, correct?
No.
Yeah,
he really wanted to. And like he was watching other people and he's like, and I was like, no. And he's like, but I feel, and I was like, I don't think being front loaded with weight is a good idea for you right now. So he listened, which was a good thing because he told me this morning that his back was still tingling and he was going to the doctor.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, tingling is not good.
No.
So I was looking at the leaderboard.
Yeah. I need you to fill me in on the ladies leaderboard. But,
super fun. So I have the men's listed first.
Okay. Yeah.
And because it's my humble brag.
Right. Yeah.
Because the person that I picked to win the Open before we started, I should get the tape out and show it, but I did pick Jeffrey Adler to win the Open.
Hasn't been verified yet.
He is at the top of the leaderboard at this point. Let's
wait until things get verified. I'm just saying, remember last year's leaderboard.
I am doing my victory lap.
All right. So it was Jeffrey Adler and then Scott Panchik.
Correct. And then Travis Mead. Travis Mead, who I don't know. Must be a new person. Then Saxon was fourth.
I thought it was Rich first.
Then Rich was fifth.
Okay.
And then Noah Olson sixth.
Yeah.
And then I have just some notables. Sam Cornier was either seventh or ninth. I can't read my own handwriting.
Do we know where Spencer Panchik landed?
Yep, he's on my list.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So Colton Mertens, friend of the show, 18th.
Okay.
Spencer was 31st.
Okay.
Your boy Con was 32nd. Not bad for an old dude.
No, and for just saying that he's, he's not really going for it. He's back in school.
The last two I have on here is Vellner and Fikowski were 20 and 22.
Oh, look at them right there. Okay.
Yeah, and they're doing the Trash Talk Thursday for the last round.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. The women's leaderboard, number one, no shock, Tia-Clair Toomey. She crushed 3 and 4.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised.
But our girl, Emma, did finish second in the Open at 16 years old. And just a reminder, we are interviewing her next week. We were the first to ever interview her. And
just want to say that
we are going to interview her again because she loves us.
Well, we love her.
We do. Yeah. She's awesome. Cara was third. Christy was fourth. Mal O'Brien was fifth at 17 years old. Spiegel was seventh. Brooke Wells ninth. Haley 10th. Gabriella Magala, who I said was someone to look out for, was 13th. Yes, Sarah Sigmund's daughter is not on the leaderboard because she was not able to compete, and I did pick her to win.
Right.
Daniel Brandon 13th, Katrin 14th, Carrie Pierce 16th, Holta 17th, Bethany Shadburn 19th, and Amanda Barnhart was 21st.
All right, so look at that, Justin Kotler, 3 in the top 20.
Yep. And they're not even viewing it as a competition. They just made it part of their daily workout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what about Annika Greer?
I didn't look her up yet.
Okay.
I was a little busy today with some home remodeling still and some other things on my plate, but.
So let's talk about the one thing I'm disappointed about that we texted earlier.
So yeah, I have that on here as a topic. There's actually 2 big name athletes who have withdrawn from the season this week. Jamie Simmons.
Yes. Okay. She's Jamie Green to me. Jamie Green Simmons, married to Elliot Simmons. You're correct.
Yes.
For a shoulder injury, correct? Was it, shoulder?
Yeah, I'm going by what you told me.
Yeah, she made a post. I'm pretty sure she said shoulder.
Yeah. And the other one was Willie George's. He had to withdraw as well, and he's out for the season.
Charlie gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, other than that, I thought it was a fun Open. I thought the programming was fun. I think you're right. 3 weeks is perfect.
Well, it turned out to be perfect because you remember last time how I was like, well, what I liked about the 5 weeks is there's always one workout I do really poorly on, and I can kind of bring it back together with all 5. Well, this just so happened to help me that it was a gymnastics heavy one, because that brought me back to feeling good, because that was a not very good 21.2 for me.
Yeah.
Still upset about it.
It's the head games. It's the head games of trying to do better than you were. And yeah. We're going to talk about that in our silly questions a little bit.
Okay. All right.
So I'll talk about that there. But a couple other pieces of news, and then we'll just kind of catch up with each other, is there was a press release today. And the worst kept secret in all of CrossFit is that Josh Bridges is doing a boxing match in Las Vegas with Jacob Hebner. So yeah, the worst kept secret,
Right.
But it was released today.
Yep.
It's official. They are going to be boxing in Las Vegas. And you can check out the press release for times and dates and all of that stuff. And we'll probably look into it and see what the coverage is and update you guys in the weeks ahead. But I think it's sometime in April or May.
Okay.
That they're going to be boxing.
Well, a long time ago, not a long time ago, several months ago, Josh posted, him working with somebody training on boxing. And so I started to follow her. And so she'll post more frequently about her and Josh working together. So I'm not surprised or shocked at all. And then, Castro teasing him all the time in boxing.
And Castro backing out.
Yeah.
It's been quite the fun thing to watch on the internet.
Yeah, I think that'll be hilarious, Hefner, and I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, because when we interviewed Jacob, he kind of said he wasn't like that athletic. He just was good at CrossFit. But he did play Division I football. He just said he was bad at it.
Yeah,
well, I don't think you can be bad and play Division I.
Yeah.
But who knows? The other thing I kind of ran into, we talked about it briefly last week, is I watched the docuseries that started with Sara Sigmundsdottir and her injury.
Yeah.
And it was really, really interesting. It's, I think, like 15 minutes long, the first episode. And she talks about how it happened. There's actually video of the accident. And so it didn't look like anything happened.
So it's not like a Julie Fouché incident where you can see. Okay.
No. She just does the jerk, and she says she heard a click. And she said the first thing you do when you hear a click is then test it. Like, what can I do?
Yeah, move it. Yeah.
Like, what's my range of motion? Can I do a squat? Yeah. Can I do a lunge? And I could do things, but it was really wobbly. And so I just kept trying things. And then finally I went to a massage therapist, hoping he can get rid of the clicking. And then she has a friend who's actually an orthopedic. And she said, can you get rid of this clicking? And he's like, he felt her knee and was like, you have a torn ACL.
We're going to need a surgeon to take care of that clicking. Yeah.
And she said, so like, what percentage are you saying? Because in her head, she's like, what are my chances that this is not? And he goes, 98% it's a torn ACL. And she goes, so you're saying there's 2% chance that this is not.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So it was actually interesting. It was cool seeing her not beat herself up, not get down about it. She was very positive about it. She's taking this as an opportunity to do some things she hasn't been able to do because the season was so long last year. And then she says, I'm going to fight to rehab it and get back stronger and better than I was before. And, but I'm just looking at that as this is an opportunity to get better at some things.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. And I was really kind of fascinated about that, but
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing it kind of develop as we go forward. So now that the Open's done, any big goals for you in the nutrition fitness world?
Just pulling things in tighter, everything, everything in tighter. No, yeah, just being a little bit more strict. I don't like to put myself necessarily in any kind of deficit when I'm doing the open, just because I want to have, just be available for the open and do what my body needs to do. But definitely want to hone in more on my nutrition. And my goal is to always just continue to work, to keep showing up, and keep just trying to get better. And I've been taking more of an approach that really to work more, to get more heavier, so to get to my work on my weakness, which is my strength, is to dialing back the weights on practice and really sticking to a light to moderate weight, and really trying to hone in on the technique. So I'm taking the approach of, you got to step back before you can step forward.
Yeah. I mean, all of my focus now, cause I think this is going to sound bad, and I don't mean it to be this way. I think I have my nutrition locked into where I need it to be. Not that I have it licked or that I have it beat, but I feel like I'm just in that groove where every day this is what I do.
It's a habit.
Right. And I haven't had a cheat meal in over 9 weeks.
Awesome.
And I don't miss it. I don't have cravings because it's not a restrictive diet. It's a structured diet. But my workouts need help. And so where I'm going now to do my workouts, they do strength every day. And I am loading up the bar to do squats with 95 pounds, 105 pounds. And I'm really just working on technique and not focusing on getting stronger, because I know that'll come when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Because the gym I'm at now is very tempo based. Everything is an EMOM and so you move from the minute the hour starts till the minute you're done. And my cardio is not equipped for all of that.
I mean, it's amazing how much cardio is in barbell cycling.
And so I'm doing very, very light weights on the strength. And when we get to the Metcon, I'm doing light weights there too. I'm just focused on form and moving well and getting through everything. And my strains are through the roof just because of the tempo of the class.
Sure.
I joked the other day that I had left a sweat angel in warm-ups and it wasn't even a joke. It was real.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there, and I feel like I wish Charlie was on because we do front squats a lot.
Yeah.
And I am to the point where the bar is resting on my shoulders, and I am not using the California cross.
Ooh.
I'm actually gripping the bar with the bar on my shoulders. I think that's the thing I'm most proud of at this moment.
Yeah. Charlie could definitely work on that.
Of anything. So it was.
The thing is, he never listens to this, so he won't even know that we're talking about this. So just, I know what will happen is Michael Andrak will listen to this and then comment on it about it in the next class that I'm coaching that they're both in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can always rely on Michael to listen and spread the word.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. And the other thing I'm noticing now is every time I work out, my weight goes up the next day.
Sure.
Because I'm so inflamed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the first couple times it happened, I was a little freaked out about it, but now I just know it's going to happen.
Yeah. And, when I've worked with athletes before on nutrition and who get, worked up about it, because it does, the scale is going to fluctuate, based on some of those things that I've reminded people is a pound is 3,500 calories. Okay. So I would say, do you think that you've had an excess of 3,500 calories over what you were supposed to have? No? If you know that, then it's not going to be a true pound. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's great perspective because, when it first happened, I was like, I burnt 4,700 calories yesterday and I ate 2,300. How am I gaining weight?
Yeah.
And you're just like, what but
yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that we're kind of we're looking at is carbs. Maybe I need more because the intensity of my workouts has definitely increased.
Sure. You might need to tweak it.
Yeah. Just small tweak to the carbs but we're going to talk about that Thursday.
I'll tell you what I really need to focus on is my sleep.
Oh, mine has been shit.
I cannot pull it together. I mean, I love sleep. Like, I'm not against it. I don't stay up late, but I just either I wake up in the middle of the night and I have anxiety about my alarm going off, or, I woke up at 2 this morning, was wide awake trying to solve world's problems. And
yep, I do the same thing.
Yep.
We are like twins in that regard. A couple of days ago, I woke up at 2 and never got back to sleep. I just was thinking about everything in the world and what I needed to do. And but Cheryl actually texted me today and like, we need to focus on sleep.
Yeah. So I did just order some more CBD oil so that because that really does help me like get into deep sleep.
Have you tried melatonin?
Yes, and it doesn't work as well. I'm do have some concerns about long-term effects of melatonin, but magnesium is good.
Okay. I've never tried it. I'm just looking at different options. I do have some CBD left. I use the ointment on my hip almost every night.
Yeah.
Just to get inflammation down there. And I have to say, the Pure Spectrum ointment is second to none. I put that on my hip at night and it's sore. The next morning, I feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
So, and we're not even sponsored by them unless they'd like to come on board.
I just really like it.
I do. I will never go without that again. So we have some questions and I texted them to you earlier and now I have to remember what they are.
Oh, okay. I'll pull them up.
So the first one is, when you need me time.
Okay.
And you just need to escape, what music group do you listen to?
Okay. So that helped clarify my question, because you said to recharge, and part of that had me thinking, do you mean like pump me up recharge, or do you mean like chill out?
Chill out.
Perfect. Because that's the answer I was going to give you anyways. Oh, I could tell you so many. Oh, I'm going to go with the genre first.
Okay.
Folk
I have
music.
2, just so you know.
Okay, perfect. Folk music is my genre, I would say. Okay. So folk rock. So I'm going to say Grateful Dead. Grateful Dead is, and so Grateful Dead would be like, if we're going to chill, have a fire outside, on a nice night, we would put on Grateful Dead and just chill. That'd be our vibe. Not surprising for me. Am I right?
Not at all.
Not at all. Hippie girl. If I'm going to go for a hike and I want to listen, normally I don't listen to music if I'm going for a hike, but if I really just kind of want to decompress, then I might put on some like Jack Johnson or something kind of mellow to bring my mood down, but also kind of, happy.
Yeah. I have 2 go-tos and then I mix some other stuff in there too, but if I'm doing that, like campfire, just kind of sitting around chilling, maybe having an adult beverage just to kind of relax. It's Bob Seger for me. And not like the popular stuff, not like, what's that? Rock and roll.
Old time rock and roll.
Like that. Yeah. I don't ever want to hear again.
Listen, I dance to that song at weddings.
Well, okay. That's good for weddings. It's just not for me. Like I like, Roll Me Away and Turn the Page and like more that folksy kind of like 70s rock. And so that's one. And then the other one, I think the most underappreciated band from the 80s.
I thought you were going to say Nickelback.
No.
Okay.
In Excess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I just want to chill out, like, and again, it's not their popular stuff that I really love. It's like their deep tracks or their older stuff. I could just listen to. In fact, I did it today. I just needed some me time. I was doing some tiling in the kitchen and I was like, I'm just going to put on some INXS and chill out.
Yeah.
And it was perfect.
Before you switch to our next question, I'm going to go off on a tangent here for a second. I don't really have anything against Nickelback other than I just crack up because everybody wants to make a joke about Nickelback, all the time. But this is what I will say. If I'm coaching and Imagine Dragons comes on, every time I'm going to say, this is the new Nickelback. Next. I don't want Imagine Dragons on. I feel like every song is the same, and I'm over it.
Well, I can't agree. I Nickelback is not one of my favorites for
Yeah.
sure. I can handle Imagine Dragons, but I don't hear them all the time. So maybe that's it.
Yeah, well, I'm over it.
All right. So our next question actually is about this year's Open. Of the 4 workouts, what was your favorite and why?
21.3 gymnastics. Toes to bar and squatting is my jam. I love pull-ups. I don't love chest to bar, but I mean, I can do them, and I do like and enjoy to do muscle ups. So totally 21.3.
So mine, and it was a close race between 21.3 and 21.2, but I'm going to go with 21.2 because it's where my head flipped.
Oh,
It's where I realized that I just need to get better. Like, it's not about beating what I was 5 years ago. It's not about a leaderboard. It's about what can I do to get better. And that's when I did my 45 full burpees, kick back, kick up, jump. And I was really proud of myself for not trying to game it, not trying to do whatever I could to get faster, but just get better.
good. Love it.
So that was a breakthrough moment for me. And it's, it's just been a kind of a rediscovery for me, coming through all the mental issues that I've been dealing with in the probably last 30 years, and finally recognized it 6 months ago. So, well, our guest next week on Monday is Mayhem Freedom's own Taylor Williamson. And it was a fun conversation with her and her dachshund, Bruce. And she is just a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal person, going through master's degree now in physical therapy, I believe. And doing all this stuff with Mayhem and the volume that Rich does on top of grad school blows your mind.
Totally.
So check that out on Monday. It's a fun one. I think you'll enjoy it. And she is really funny. And there was I learned a side of her that I didn't know existed. So now we're going to the best thing from the internet.
Before we do that, can you remind me who sponsors our questions of the week?
Oh my goodness. Oh yes. How could I forget? Probably because I didn't have any today.
Yes, that's probably why.
So yeah, the silly questions of the week are always sponsored by Up Before You Coffee. They have both light and medium roast versions of Up Before You Coffee. You can go to upbeforeyou.com, type in the code Clydesdale20 and get 20% off your order at checkout. That's a great deal. 20%. We're not talking some little 5% here, there. 20%. And it's delicious. It is so good.
I drink it every morning, to be honest, when I'm at home.
Yeah, I love the chocolatey notes in the light roast. I just, for some reason, I just feel like I'm getting a treat in the morning. So yeah, Up Before You. Never forget about them.
Never.
Thank you for reminding me. And so now we're going to the best thing from the internet that we do every week, as Amy knows.
Yep.
So what you got?
Okay. Daddy Wad, because this one cracked me up as being a master's athlete. So he made a meme and it says, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. And it's 30-year-old CrossFitters. And then it starts talking about tweaky shoulders, bad knees, and sore back of the master's athlete. So just made me laugh being a master's athlete and knowing like you have no idea how much it hurts just to bend down and pick up a pen.
Yeah, as I'm going back to a gym for the first time in a long time, the one he posted about coach waiting for me to finish the WOD so he can start the next class.
Yeah,
it was a skeleton.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that was a great one. But my favorite thing from the internet is Saturday Night Live did a skit called Boomers Got Vax.
Oh.
and it is a rap
Okay.
video about the boomers getting their vaccines. And it is freaking hilarious.
I'll have to see it. I can't believe my office manager didn't send it to me.
So it is, do you remember the Puff Daddy and Mace song back in the day where they were like in the silvery suits with they were like in a tunnel of light?
Yeah.
And they would get really close to the camera and rap, do the rap. There's that with like people with old, like they have their cane with the tennis balls on the bottom and they're like poking it into the camera.
Oh my God.
It is so good. You have to check it out.
Okay. I totally will. As soon as we hang up here, I will.
So good. So, yeah, that's all we have for this week.
Yeah.
It was good to have a Just Amy edition.
Just Amy.
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. It helps us out so much when you do that. If you're listening via audio, leave us a 5-star review, and that'd be awesome. With that, we're still trying to get to a road to 1,000. We actually picked up some more subscribers this week. That slow winding road is kind of cranking around. And if you get to 300, which we're getting closer to now, you can win a brand new RX Smart Gear jump rope and get that new fancy bag that Dave showed. I love that bag because I could put my grips, or I could put my...
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, yeah, get to a 300. We will, if you have a public profile, we will draw a name, and that person will win a brand new custom RX Smart Gear Classic jump rope to get to pick the colors, the cables, the weight. And Dave said he'll throw a couple extras in there too. So definitely hit that subscribe button. And with that, we'll see you next time on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.
Bye.
See ya.